Hey everybody. Hey everybody. I gotta figure out this mic thing. Hey everybody, welcome to the daily update for Thursday, December 4th, 2025. Interesting day today. We're gonna get to that in just a second. I feel like I should be doing the robot dance listening to that. That's Kraftwerk doing pocket calculator. Kraftwerk, one of the pioneers of the krautrock movement, which, by the way, it's not a slur. That's what the Germans call it, krautrock. Pretty interesting story about the formation of krautrock after World War II in Germany, but we're not going to go into that because this is not a music show. Anyway, if you're not in the trading room yet, get in there. A lot of action in there today, and we are customizing it every day so you can have your own personalized experience. People have really liked these introductory songs, and they've emailed me and said, "Hey, Brian, I like these introductory songs." And someone said, "How do you choose them?" And I said, it's kind of random, but sometimes it's thematic. Like yesterday, we talked about the demon at your door. That's a little thematic. Today is a little thematic too. And I want to explain why. I'll tie this in a second. So let's go over here. I want to talk about an email that I got from a subscriber. And I love this email because we just recently talked on an AMA about how to create a methodology, right? And that it's an iterative process. And people are like, well, where do I start? It's like, you just start somewhere. It's like people say to me, I want to be a writer. And they say, should I go to a writing class? Should I get a book on writing? Should I get the perfect number 2 pencil? Like, no, just start writing. Just write and then get your draft and iterate it, edit. Same thing with getting a methodology. You start with some data points, a moving average here, a study here, and then you iterate it. So I got this email from a Lundloop subscriber. And the best thing about this email, well, let me just kind of summarize it here. So he created a spreadsheet based upon the daily setups. So when stocks were put on the daily setups list, which is like the green list, they would go into his spreadsheet. He measured the performance 1 to 5 days after they were added onto the watch list. So the first day, second day, third. But he put a filter on here. If any name dropped 2% or more, he took them off the list. So that's that iterative process, right? We're going to start with the names that are on the daily setups. I'm going to monitor them for 1 to 5 days, but here's a filter that will drop them off the list. The average gains across days 1 through 5, 1.1%, 2.2%, 3.3%, 4.8%, and 5.7%. So that means if it's 5 days after it was listed on the daily setups watch list, it averaged a 5.7% return. Not bad. But here's the best part. If you read that email, you saw this already. He said that based upon this work he's been doing, it motivated him to trade in a certain way these stocks off the watch list via options. And here's the takeaway. I love this. I love this so much. He's made 150% return since June. That's a half year. So talk about crushing the market. And because those returns were in options, limited risk. I love this. This is what we're all about here at the Lundloop. Giving you the tools, giving you the insights, the perspectives on the market, the look at technical analysis, so that you're not just sitting there going, oh, give me picks. You're sitting there figuring out your own methodology that's going to last you, this year, next year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the line. So I love that. All right. So what are we going to, hey, there's Brian. What are we going to do now? I think what we'll do now is we will go to, let's go take a look at, well, first of all, let's do this. I want to remind everybody that we've got PCE coming out tomorrow, and that's a big favorite of the Fed. Let's see, where is it? Tomorrow right here, PCE, right? So I think if we get what the market thinks is a good PCE number, that's going to probably green light us, because remember, next week we've got the Fed interest rate decision. If we get what the market thinks is not a good PCE number tomorrow, we could have a little bit of a stumble. So I want everyone to be aware of that. In terms of today's action, there's not really anything too significant. It was mostly another chop fest, a lot of barcoding. We did look like we were rolling over at one point, but we came right back in, firmed up, and ramped at the end of the day. And what I like about this barcoding is that we're barcoding up in the higher end of this range. Remember, we were in this range here on the SPX for a number of days. Now we're kind of at the top end of it. So I think that sets us up nicely going forward. In terms of some of the names that moved today, let's go over here. So, well, Tesla's definitely one of them. Tesla's a name that I've had on the green list since here, all right? And I actually posted something in the Discord right before the close. So I actually started accumulating Tesla on March 19th of this year. That's when that dipshit Tim Waltz took pleasure in the fact that the stock price was going down. By the way, not a political statement, just such a contrarian moment there. So that's when I started accumulating it. I think you guys all remember that I sold, I bought in here. I think I bought some in here. I sold calls against the position here. I bought calls back here. I sold puts in new positions, 440s, 430s in here, covered them, and now Tesla's up about 100% from this level. So Tesla's been great and had some great follow through today. Meta, that's another nice one. So Meta was on the active watch list, or sorry, I gotta get these literally, I've been doing this 4 years and my ADHD brain keeps flipping between the terminology, right? Daily setups, active stocks. So we were on the daily setups here. It's on the green list. Technically triggered yesterday, but didn't go. And I kept it on the list. And today it had a big pop. It gave a lot of it back, but it got a big pop up as high as 675 on news that they're really just basically killing the metaverse. And I'm going to talk about that tomorrow because this is super important. But that's a nice move. And then yesterday, I talked about some of these beaten down names. Let's go to the video on that. Here's what I want to look at. So some of these former hot names, Oklo, ASTS, BMNR, QS. Remember we talked about this yesterday about people have been trying to buy it back. Well, if I look at ASTS, it looks like maybe it's starting to turn. The ideal situation would be an inside bar here, but if this gets back above the VWAP, it's such a love stock, it could go. So keep your eye on it. I'm not going to put it on the daily setups list. Oklo, kind of a little bit. If you're interested in these are not the worst spots to get involved in. I just can't put them on yet. So those worked out pretty nice, right? We have ASTS, which is up 18%. We have Oklo, which is up about 16%. Even QS and BMNR popped a little bit. So a lot of nice moves today. Also, Poet with some follow through yesterday. It was up, 38% or 36%? It's up 40% on the week so far. So that's been nice. So I said to somebody, or I said, not to somebody, I said in the trade room today, I said, my count is going to the moon. It's a huge week this week. Unfortunately, it's my wife's IRA. And it is kind of ironic that my IRA and my wife's IRA have done super good this week. And that's because of where I place these positions. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more next week, how we place positions in what type of accounts and what sort of time frames. So anyway, all right, let's just go. Where are we? Yeah. All right. Let's just go through all of the indexes and we'll just do the whole thing, right? We'll go through the indexes, we'll go through the macros, and then we'll take a look at the watch lists and the changes.